Hello there, Atheist Junior here, your friend and humble narrator. And to celebrate Pride Month, I am going to be doing a little stream where I look at the videos of some theists basically just being homophobic dicks. One of them is slightly related to Pride Month. The others are older, but I'm going to take a second before I share my screen to show video and sort of talk about um, react to some of these videos that I've already about what Pride Month is and why it's important. So I'm just going to read this real quick. LGBT Pride Month is, people in the chat, please let me know if my audio is okay, Brady. I got this fancy mic arm thanks to one of my patrons, Patriot University PhD. Thank you. I love you. He bought my entire Amazon wish list. Can you believe that? The support of people supporting my channel has been unreal. Also, we just hit 300 subscribers. Hey, Brady in chat. Okay. LGBT Pride Month is currently celebrated each year in June to honor the 1969 Stonewall Uprising in Manhattan. Now, Stonewall was a gay bar. In the United States, the last Sunday in June was initially celebrated as Gay Pride Day, but the actual day was flexible. In major cities across the nation, the day soon grew to encompass a month-long series of events. Today's celebrations include pride parades, picnics, parties, workshops, symposia, I don't know what that is, and concerts, and LGBTQ Pride Month events attract millions of participants all around the world. Memorials are held during this month for those members of the community who have been lost to hate crimes or HIV/AIDS. You know, like in the 80s when Ronald Reagan completely ignored the AIDS crisis. The purpose of the commemorative month is to recognize the impact that lesbian, gay, bisexual, that's me, and transgender individuals have had on history locally, nationally, and internationally. In 1994, a coalition of education-based organizations in the United States designated October as LGBT History Month. Okay, I didn't know that. In 1995, a resolution passed by the General Assembly of the, this part isn't that important. In 1979, the first March on Washington happened. Okay. So to reduce lag, I think I'm going to turn off my camera for this next part. Well, I'm gonna share my screen. You guys can tell me in the chat if the audio gets fucked up. If it does, I'll go off camera. So I got this file ready of just a couple of Christians sharing their opinions on Pride Month or things that happened during Pride Month. Okay.
Thanks for hosting
I just added the video. Yeah, I think I'm going to turn my camera off.
Debate. Hopefully, we can all stand in unity against the
NIF. Just wanted to say next week on this channel, I forget the day, I think it's Wednesday, I will be doing my interview series talking with Blank, with Sophia R and Rob, and then Erica Gutsa-Gibbon. I'll be talking to Amy Newman, who is the co-host, I can't talk tonight, with Midnight Ranting and a bunch of other shows with James W. So be sure to show for that.
His hateful message about wanting the LGBT community put to death. Death threats to anyone in capital letters are not acceptable. I don't know exactly what the NIFB is, but we hope that if you happen to identify as LGBT, we welcome you here. We love you. We think God loves you, and not everybody's going to agree with you here, whether it be people in the live chat or moderators all the time, but we do love you and we welcome you here. So
Well, credit to James, who is a Christian, for saying this. Yeah, and I will say thanks to James. I don't agree with all of his decisions, but for letting me come on and fill in for Dr. Dan, because the Hovind debate fell through yesterday. So if you weren't aware, I did a debate against Ephraim Free on whether or not dinosaurs ever lived with man, and that video was on my channel, so you can check that out. It's a bit of a fire.
Ronald Madonka, thanks for your super chat as well. If you guys, either of you want to respond to that super chat, you can. I don't know. I wasn't sure if it was toward the channel or toward you guys, but.
Well, I would like to say that today is actually the anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting, where 49 people were senselessly murdered for being part of the LGBT community. And
yes, June 21st.
I think that it's a horrible thing that happened, and I think that the people that are part of this new independent fundamentalist Baptist that you often see in the news for calling for the systematic, killing of the LGBT crowd, even so far.
Okay, does it still crackle if I'm talking when the video is paused? Let me know. But yeah. So obviously, it's been a few years since. Hold on, I'm going to try and fix this real quick. Okay, that should help. I think that should help. So, oh geez. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to let this video play, and I'll sort of do my comments afterwards.
Just to praise like the shooter of the Pulse nightclub, I think that those people are disgusting, and they're basically a cult.
Gotcha.
Okay, I am not in that crowd that calls for the killing of them. God's mercy extends to everybody. I think it's pretty obvious these people don't reproduce babies, and that's the purpose of, well, we can get into another topic there. I taught biology. I can give you a long lesson on that if you'd like. But I think it's tragic. Nobody should have gone into the nightclub and shot anybody. It's not our job to take the law into our hands. However, John, 3,500 babies were killed today by abortion. Are you against that too? If it's not against
how you
what kind of being is it?
Biology, but then you call fetuses children.
So you don't think an unborn child is a child? Scott Peterson.
I think that a fetus is a fetus. It's not a child.
Okay, so it becomes a child at birth. So would it be okay to kill a baby 5 minutes before it's born, John?
Forgive me, guys, just to get to as many questions as possible.
Okay.
John, I know that you probably want to answer, John. I'm sorry if it's okay if I.
No, that's fine.
Places, they do stuff like that, and I think that's fine if you want to work there and you have that faith or whatever. I guess go off.
I just kind
of... Okay. Hopefully, I'm not crackling anymore. I really don't want to have to let this entire video play in the comments on every clip, but so I'm just gonna, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so I don't know what he meant saying we shouldn't take the law into our own hands. That's not Will Kincaid. That is Will Kincaid's wife. The next clip is, and well, I'll talk about that in a second. But I don't know what Kent meant by saying take the law into our own hands. Is he talking about the biblical law where people have to be executed for being homosexual? Because that's my impression, and that's super fucked up to say. Besides, I mean, God, Jesus Christ. Okay, let me. Yeah. So basically, okay, I've removed the video from the stream. I'm hoping that helps. I think it did. I feel like I just can't even show video on stream. I don't know. So basically, God gives basically commandments in the Bible in Leviticus under the law that if you find a man sleeping with another man, that their blood is upon them and they shall be put to death. So that's under the, yeah. See, as soon as I freaking get off the video. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show I'm going to show these video clips one by one, and then I'm going to take the video off the stream and make my comments, because that's the only way to do it where it doesn't ruin the fucking audio. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put this comment on screen. Hello, Vandalia1998 in the chat, and David P. Neff, and James. Thank you, other Dave Marshall. Thank you for letting me know about the audio, guys, because I can't get any feedback myself when I'm streaming. I rely on the chat because I can't, be going on my phone and watching the video back while I'm streaming. So basically, I think I showed that entire clip, maybe not. Basically, Kent also said, it's obvious these people don't reproduce. Well, there are heterosexual married couples where a woman can either be infertile or become fertile, or become infertile, as the Bible will call it, barren, where they can't reproduce either. So I'm wondering what your point is. This is one of the oldest arguments against gay marriage or against gay relationships ever. And also, there are lesbian couples that can get, they can go to sperm clinics. And also there are transgender couples where before completing their transition, somebody who's MTF can have their sperm frozen, and that's reproducing with the same sperm from the original person with the partner who has a uterus. So, I mean, I know he's against that too, but they can reproduce, that type of couple who is just as valid as any heterosexual couple. So, I mean, what would you say to that, Kent Hovind? And first of all, what does that have to do with the Pulse nightclub shooting? What, their lives are forfeit because they can't reproduce? That makes it okay? Like, why would you say that? I don't know. So, okay, I'm going to... yeah, I'm not sure what these comments are in reference to, Bob Sadler. Maybe you can tell me. So, okay, I'm gonna add this video back, and then I'm gonna shut up for a second, because this is how I have to do this, because I don't know if it's my computer or my internet, but the bandwidth is just not enough. So.
We think God loves you, and not everybody's going to agree with you here, whether it be people in the live chat or moderators all the time, but we do love you and we welcome you here. So Ronald Madanka, thanks for your super chat as well. If you guys, either of you want to respond to that super chat, you can. I don't know. I wasn't sure if it was toward the channel or toward you guys, but...
Well, I would like to say that today is actually the anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting, where 49 people were senselessly murdered for being part of the LGBT community, and I think that it's a horrible thing that happened, and I think that the people that are part of this new independent fundamentalist Baptist that you often see in the news for calling for the systematic killing of the LGBT crowd, even so far as to praise the shooter of the Pulse nightclub. I think that those people are disgusting, and they're basically a cult.
Gotcha.
Okay, I am not in that crowd that calls for the killing of them. God's mercy extends to everybody. I think it's pretty obvious these people don't reproduce babies, and that's the purpose of, well, we can get into another topic. I taught biology. I can give you a long lesson on that if you'd like. But I think it's tragic. Nobody should have gone into the nightclub and shot anybody. It's not our job to take the law into our hands. However, John, 3,500 babies were killed today by abortion. Are you against that too? If it's not
I
a
like how you
born, what kind of being is it?
biology, but then you call fetuses children.
So you don't think an unborn child is a child? Scott Peterson.
I think that a fetus is a fetus. It's not a child.
Okay, so it becomes a child at birth. So would it be okay to kill a baby 5 minutes before it's born, John?
Forgive me, guys, just to get to as many questions as possible. Okay. John, I know that you probably want to answer, John. I'm sorry if it's okay if I.
No, that's fine.
Places, they do stuff like that, and I think that's fine if you want to work there and you have that faith or whatever. I guess go off.
I just kind of like
thing.
the idea. I kind of like the idea of everyone just being able to hire whoever the hell they want. Like, if people don't want to hire faggots, don't hire faggots. Well, if you want to hire only faggots, hire only faggots. Like, let people just do you know what? It's really uncomfortable for a couple of the businesses down here that hire men to go do nude. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm talking about that. You guys are going to know too much about my life and some of the business I've been in, but anyway, it's fine. Whatever. Shame on me. So there's this thing where you get, of course, hire very attractive younger men willing to go clean houses nude for the large homosexual community, and God knows some of the things that would go on, and some of the darker dealings.
Your clientele are homosexual men. You wouldn't want to hire a
That's true. Yeah. See, the thing is, you almost can't hire a straight one, because it ends up making it really. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Let's just say it makes it really sticky. You really, really, really don't ever want to hire a straight man for that business model ever. So that would be an example. Sexual leaned parties, and I don't know why. Actually, I argue that sometimes the gays, the way that their brains almost even work, makes them a little bit more prone to being there's no man, there's no straight man alive that will obsess about the synchronicity of colors, the synergy of colors in your house like a gay man. It just won't happen. They'll be obsessive about it. So for interior design out here, if you find a straight man in interior design, that's and second of all, the gay guys that usually tend to hire interior designers don't like hiring straight men. So it's kind of and I don't care. They can hire whoever the hell they want. I'm not going to start saying, oh, you're bigoted. I mean, it's just kind of one of those industries that has gone that way.
I want to say something, Mr. Lizard. Mr. Lizard, you're a faggot. That's what you are. I'm going to call you Mr. Faggot every time I see you.
I'm not
You are a faggot. Shut up. You are a faggot. How about that? Shut up, Mr. Lispy faggot. That's what you are.
Becco, come on.
No. That's what I'm calling.
I do want
because Jill. No. Hold on a second. No. We've explained this to this dude many times that when you just can't arbitrarily call a black person a Mr. Ruckus, okay?
Why is that?
We've already explained this to you, and you know.
I never heard that.
You've all known people. You know what? I don't care what you guys say. Until Mr. Lizard stops referring to Jill as Mr. Ruckus, I'm going to continue to call him faggot. That's what he is.
But I'm not a.
You know what? I don't care what you guys say. Until Mr. Lizard stops referring to Jill as Mr. Ruckus, I'm going to continue to call him faggot. That's what he is.
But I'm not a bundle of sticks.
What you guys want to do about it?
But it's Uncle
What you guys
Ruckus,
want to do about it?
So we can call you Coon?
Oh boy. Alrighty. So that was just a few clips. Hold on. Let me. Well, 1 second, guys. Just gonna plug in my webcam again. Okay. All right. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Bob. Lots of hates. Yes, that's another thing. And yeah, you guys can let me know if the audio is okay now. That's another thing about Theists is like Darth misgendering friend of the channel, Amy Newman. I know that Amy has thick skin and she sort of laughs off this type of thing, and she doesn't like to, she likes to show love with everybody, which I can respect, but I think it's bullshit that she has to put up with that type of thing. I think that Theists should grow up a little bit and stop disrespecting people because it's not okay. Misgendering somebody, it might not seem like a big deal on the internet when people know that Amy is a trans woman, but there are real life consequences to it. Like if you are, let's say, in a bar and a trans woman gets outed because somebody uses the wrong pronoun for her or dead names them, there can be violence against that trans woman. It's happened before. They get killed, they get set on fire, and you have the same situation of a trans panic defense where somebody finds out at the last moment that somebody's trans and they basically kill the trans woman. It's ridiculous. That should not be a defense in court. But on that stream, because there's a stream on Will Kincaid's channel, and I know that some people are going to say that I shouldn't even be talking about some of these channels, that I should just ignore the trolls, but this is Pride Month, and this guy specifically made a stream. It's called the gayest stream ever, and ha ha ha, very, very funny, very funny. I mean, so I will say that the video, I was confused as well, James, because it's Will Kincaid's wife, who is on camera right from the beginning of the video. And I was confused about that. But Will is sitting next to her off camera. But from what she was saying, you can go and watch the stream if you want. I mean, personally, I don't think that you should give Will your watch time. But she seemed to know what she was talking about when it came to Pride Month. She mentioned, like I did at the beginning of the stream, she was talking about the Stonewall riots, how that's the origin of Pride, and that a lot of people might not necessarily know that or might misinterpret that fact and think that it has a foundation of violence, but it's really not violence, as she said in the stream. And I will, credit where credit is due. I'll commend her for giving an accurate account of Pride, and I don't know if the stream was her idea, but going on and instead of just, because I was expecting a lot worse. And the stream just, I was expecting just, yucking it up about haha gay people. But, she actually did give some pretty good information. So credit for that. But then you have Smokey next to her. And what Smokey was saying in that first clip was basically, there was clips of him talking about how he thinks that, what's up, Oz? He thinks that landlords, I couldn't think of the word, that landlords should be able to discriminate against trans people. And instead, which they do, by the way, you can lose your housing if you're trans and be out on the street, which she touched on. So again, I'll give her credit. But what he was suggesting, and it's ridiculous, was he was saying that maybe it would be better off for trans people if they all lived in the same apartment building. That way, since they all have a similar experience in life, which is not true, that they could be happier, and then they wouldn't be around people who don't like trans people, which it's like they still have to go out in society. And what you're describing is literally segregation. So yeah, and then I believe it was either on that stream or I think it was on Smokey's stream, where the clip that I just showed of Venko was, one of them showed that clip on their stream, like literally reminiscing about how funny that was which it's obviously not very funny. And then afterwards, I don't think I captured it in my clip, but you can see Veckel is putting, you know, laughing till I'm crying emojis in the chat. So, and I will just say, it seems to me that Veckel is responding in that video he's responding to perceived racism by saying homophobic slurs. And I can understand, I mean, I can't understand what it's like for a person of color to be called a racial slur. But if you are in a dark place and you respond with, you know, racist or homophobic remarks, that still makes you bigoted. That's still, it doesn't, you know, two wrongs don't make a right. Okay. So that would be my response to that. And, you know, maybe I should have included some of the clips of Kent Hovind when he was in jail talking to talking to Steven Anderson and saying how not only gay people that should be put to death, but also adulterers, which would apply to him. Yeah, you know, I think I meant to include that clip of Smokey, but the first clip he was talking about, I think, was that people who employers should be able to discriminate against trans people by not hiring them. That was the first clip I had, and I meant to put in a second one where he was talking about how they should basically all live in their own apartment building together, which it's like, you know, people work in different places. They work and they go to different schools, and not all of them can live in one centralized location, nor should they have to, nor does that make any sense. And it sounds to me like you would have been an advocate of, you know, separated water fountains and people sitting on the back of the bus, because that's what you're describing. You know, oh, like, well, you know, his argument is literally like saying, oh, you know, people of color, they've had a similar experience. And if they just, you know, had their own separated housing and separated water fountains and sit on their area of the bus by themselves, they wouldn't be around people who don't like them. And maybe they'd be happier being around each other. This is just a stupid argument. And whenever you talk about rounding up a certain minority demographic of people and putting them all in the same place, that's usually not a good idea, because it tends to make them easier to be targets of violence when they're all located in one central area. That's sort of like what Hitler did. I mean, I don't want to be accused of Godwin's law, but I'm just saying. And I'm not comparing Smokey Saint to Hitler. I'm just commenting. So, Kent has had, as far as we know, Kent Hovind has had, his first wife was Jo Hovind, and to be fair, they were together for a long time, several decades, and then when he got out of jail, because Kent refused to cooperate with the prosecutors and with the IRS, his first wife, Jo, got a year of jail time, which she should have never served. In my opinion, she was coerced into making all 45 of the structured withdrawals that were the charges against Kent Hovind for structuring. All of the withdrawals were in her name. And I don't think that she should have served a year of jail time. But when she got out, when Kent got out years later, you know, Kent basically tried to come back into the home and, you know, assume his marital duties. And Jo was like, hell no, you're sleeping on the couch, which is perfectly reasonable. He's lucky that she even talked to him. And she's lucky she didn't divorce him right after she got out of jail. You know, she waited 8 years and didn't remarry. You know, that's pretty commendable in my opinion. So, okay. So Kent gets divorced in 2015. And then he instantly marries Mary Toko, who, in my opinion, he was talking to before he even went to jail. Because if you look at an old video from about the year 2000 something, when Kent is teaching his CSE classes, you can see that he has Mary Toko's phone number already on a slide. He gives it out. So he planned this while he was in jail. I'm sure that they were still talking. And so they got married. That didn't last very long. And then Mary Toko's best friend, Cindy Lincoln, married Kent after Mary Toko left. So Cindy Lincoln was the third wife, and she's now left. And I think that that's it for right now. I don't know if there's a fourth wife, although recently in a video, Kent did say, "Oh, I have a hot date with my wife," near the end of the video. That could be him just lying to cover up the fact that she left. But I don't know. You know, you never know with Kent. Will there be a fourth wife? Who can say? You know, you with Kent, you never know what's going to happen next. But it wouldn't surprise me. I'm surprised Kent has still lived this long. You know, I was thinking, how is it that Bill Ludlow is not around, but Kent Hovind just lives? This man literally eats cyanide apricot seeds. He literally got cancer on his lip, according to him, like after getting out of jail, and survived. You know, he seems to have had many strokes. The guy is almost 70, and you know, he's still kicking. I don't understand that at all. Well, I just wanted to do a short stream, guys, and show some of these videos. So I think I'm going to call it here. But thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for showing up. And I've got a couple new videos on my channel that you can check out. I have my debate with Nephilim Free. That wasn't really a dumpster fire, but I did accept that debate on 3 hours notice. So, and it is my second debate ever. You know, I debated Kent Hovind, and then I debated Nephilim Free like yesterday or the day before. And it's a pretty good debate. You know, I wish I would have had more time to prepare, but I accepted because, you know, Dr. Dan was supposed to debate Kent Hovind. And this is the second time that Kent Hovind has sort of flaked. And so with a few hours notice, I accepted James's offer to debate Nephilim on Did Dinosaurs Live with Humans? And I had some nice comments in the chat and in the live chat of that video, and in the comment section of that video, and in my own comment section, of people saying that I won. And again, Nephilim, you know, I know people crack jokes about Nephilim, but he is a lot more experienced at debating than I am. You know, I know that, you know, Peter told me I shouldn't have accepted the debate, but you know, he made some good points, but I do think that it's important for me to get more debate experience. And, you know, everybody's debated Nephilim. Like, it's kind of just part of the grind of being a debater and growing my channel. And like I said, the channel just hit 300 subscribers, y'all. So if you haven't subscribed, you know, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you know when I upload a new video or when one of my live streams goes live. And so you can catch it while it's still happening. The Nephilim debate is ridiculous. And he spent most of the debate basically sort of insulting me and talking down to me, which was kind of irritating, and interrupting. Like, the guy constantly interrupts. For somebody who's been debating for, or has been on YouTube for over a decade, the guy interrupts constantly. So I have on my channel, I have the if you haven't seen the interview with Gets It Gibbon, aka Erica, I highly recommend that video. It's an hour and 45 minutes. It's densely packed with information from her. She is absolutely an expert when it comes to paleoanthropology, human evolution, and the study of the evolution of human ancestors and our fossilized skeletons, as well as primates, baboons, gibbons, etc. You know, it's a very informative video. I learned a lot from talking to Erica, and she is a great content creator and somebody that I would consider a friend. So definitely check out that video. I have my video responding to 10 questions for atheists that I had a lot of fun making, because that was one of the videos that's basically, like, I don't want to say old school, but it's one of the first style of videos I made on my channel. It's like that. So I had a lot of fun making that one. And then I have a compilation video called Kent Hovind Denies Multicellularity for 3 years straight. And what that video was I noticed the fact that a lot of people during debates with Ken Hovind have brought up the example of Chlamydomonas algae in the lab during an experiment where it became, it's a single-celled algae, but for the first time ever in the lab, they were able to have it go from single cell to a multicellular organism. And I believe 5 different people have brought this up to Kent during a debate, and almost every time he says, "Oh, I'll check out that paper. I want to know more about this research. I'll look into this," and he never does. And so I have a compilation of clips where before each clip of the debater showing Kent this example, it shows the date, and they're in chronological order, and you can see how Kent has the same argument every single time, and he also says, "Oh, I'll look into this. I'll read about this paper. I'll look into this." And I brought it up during my debate with Ken Hovind, which is the most recent clip. But it just shows how dishonest he is, that even when he's been corrected, he does not fix his position. And even when he says, "Oh, I'm going to research this paper, I'm going to look into this," it's a lie. He's lying to you. So, and then the latest video is my debate with Neffes. So there's a lot of good content to check out on the channel. Share the videos, guys. If you like the content on my channel, share it. I'm trying to grow the channel. Like, once again, we just hit 300 motherfucking subscribers. So I'm looking to grow more. But okay, guys, I'm going to end the stream here, and I'll probably be streaming tomorrow and more in the month of June. I forgot what month it was. Because again, one of my patrons was nice enough to help me upgrade my StreamYard account. So I want to take advantage of that during the month that I have paid for by that donation. So look out for those videos and more streams, and I'll check you guys out later. Thank you.